Hello, you found another episode of Good News on WCCO. We compile local feel-good and community-focused stories, put them in one place, so let's jump right in. Recycling and composting food scraps just got easier for more communities in Ramsey and Washington counties. Adam Del Rosso shows us why this program is so important for the environment.
There is no shortage of trash that comes through the doors here at the Ramsey Washington Recycling and Energy Center. Now there's a new program to limit how much unnecessary waste makes it from here to the landfill.
It's a food scrap pickup program. It's super easy. It is exactly what it sounds like. We're picking up your food scraps. And all they're going to do is put their food scraps from the kitchen in these bags, tie it in a knot, and throw it in their trash can.
Once those special green bags make it here filled with your leftovers, eggshells, and anything else compostable, they're separated by robots and sent for special composting. Trista Martinson is the executive director of the facility.
This is a huge environmental impact, and this is where everyone can do their part. As you know, when organics break down in a landfill without oxygen, it creates methane. Methane is heating up our environment.
Instead, they're working with partners that will collect the greenhouse gas and convert it into clean energy. They can also create what's called biochar to help with water and soil remediation.
It is a full circle win, and everyone can participate. We made it easy. We're meeting them in the kitchen so they don't have to take any other action.
Just last week, 10 more Ramsey County communities and all of Washington County are now able to participate, with more rollouts to come.
The community is listening, they're paying attention, they know it makes a difference, and it feels so good to be a partner with the community to have a real impact on the climate.
Adam Del Rosso, WCCO News.
The program is expected to roll out to St. Paul and the rest of Ramsey County by the end of the year. To learn more and see if your community is already included, visit foodscrapspickup.com. Despite an old debate, cheerleading is certainly a sport, my favorite sport, in fact. And it's one that more and more people are trying. The sport has about 4.5 million participants across 70 countries. Most are here in the U.S., where it originated. For Women in Sports, I got to meet a cheer team in East Bethel with, get this, an 80-year age gap.
Right about here, Miss Judy. Make sure you lock your walker. Okay, now let's go back.
It's Cedar Creek Senior Community.
Well, we got this. Yeah. You're gonna do great.
It's go time.
Ready, guys? Cheetahs!
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got purpose, yes we do. Go Cheetahs!
Cedar Creek is fun. We enjoy ourselves here.
And part of that enjoyment is an intramural sports league with LifeSpark's 40 different senior homes. Cheer is a newer addition. And Wendy Zimmerman is?
Yes, I am the director of fun, 100%.
Why specifically cheer?
I think it's just the idea that there is nothing that can limit our seniors. So when LifeSpark comes up with some sort of idea and says, I want to do this, we all say yes. How are we going to do that? I'm not quite sure, but we'll figure it out.
And they did. I love the pyramid with the walkers.
Yes.
I think that was my favorite move.
Yeah, they absolutely laughed, thinking I was kidding. I'm like, I'm not kidding. And then we did it once when we did our first intergenerational practice, and it was like everybody's eyes just lit up and like, oh.
That's the move.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Key to that move is the younger contingency. Kylie, Cora, and Liliana, who have assimilated perfectly.
The coolest thing about this is like helping out the seniors.
I've been known for doing cheer for a long time, and I love volunteering.
You know, it's just fun to work with the seniors. They're always like in a good mood, and they're just a joy to work with.
And do they ever work hard?
At the end of the day, we're tired.
And while it's mostly a women's game,
My wife likes doing it. I'm being honest with you.
but they are all in this together, and all in at that.
We're doing a lot of things I never thought we'd do.
When I see them achieve things that they started out thinking they couldn't do, it just makes you feel very proud. All right, friends, ready to do it again?
And with that, we introduce the Cedar Creek Cheetahs. photojournalist Dave Charest. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield, WCCO News. A first-of-its-kind opportunity is taking root in North Minneapolis. A shopping center project is inviting residents to become owners, not just customers. Derek James has more on the developer's aim to build a community wealth.
Just minutes from downtown Minneapolis, Hawthorne Crossings is set to become Minnesota's first community co-owned shopping center.
People in neighborhoods never get intentionally invited to own a shopping center. If people have a little ownership stake, they'll patronize and protect and respect it in a different way.
Lanier Richardson is the CEO of Trend, a commercial real estate developer buying and revitalizing neighborhood shopping centers. The Chicago-based company is inviting residents to invest as little as $1,000 alongside institutional investors and become co-owners of Hawthorne Crossings. According to the business plan, that investment is projected to more than triple over 10 years through annual distributions and eventual sale of the property. As with any investment, there is risk involved, and those returns are not guaranteed.
After George Floyd was murdered, I remember seeing a man standing in front of his store saying, "Don't wreck my store, it's black owned." If we're gonna create new possibilities and economic mobility for people, we gotta help people own assets that appreciate over time.
What kind of businesses would you like to see here?
Well, look, we have an active conversation going on with a national pharmacy. Again, essential services and goods, healthcare, food.
Richardson says community investors will also have a voice in what happens next. Supporters hope those blooms become more than just a sign of summer. They hope community ownership cultivates lasting investment in North Minneapolis.
This is not simply an investment notion. This is an empowerment notion. This is a breaking out of the box of limited vision notion for people. So it's a specific opportunity, but the implication of it is much broader and much deeper than that. This is an invitation into dreamland.
With photojournalist Mike Durenberger, Derek James, WCCO News.
After 77 years of free outdoor concerts, the Minneapolis Pops Orchestra is part of the Sounds of Summer along Lake Harriet. Photojournalists John Blake and Jeff Wagner take us to the bandshell to see how they are fighting to stay alive amid funding cuts and an audience shift.
In his third year as musical director of the Minneapolis Pops Orchestra, conductor Russell Gray wants everyone to know they are welcome.
People don't know that it's free. They see something like this going on and it can't possibly be free, can it? But it is. We're not trying to educate people, we're just trying to entertain and put on a good show. And I think we're doing that.
Executive Director Mark Springer says they have to get creative to make sure people get that message.
Bring new things, movie soundtrack scores, things like that, that younger generation can identify with.
As a weekly rehearsal, conductor Gray shared that he believes connecting the orchestra to local schools and colleges is key to the orchestra's future.
The survivability of the orchestra and the relevance of the orchestra in today's climate is an increasing challenge.
Bassist Mike Smith has been performing for the Pops Orchestra for 46 years.
It's been around so long, it's a tradition.
That tradition has felt vulnerable in the wake of federal funding cuts, but there's hope fans will step up to fill the gap.
I think having our audience contribute in any way that they can, even in a small way.
I can't let this fail, so I'm all in, so it will work. I am optimistic. It is getting better.
These are the images, the people around the world that people were watching earlier this year of Minnesotans passionate about standing up for one another. It got so much attention that scholars from North Carolina traveled to the North Star State to study it this summer. I got to speak with one of them and dive into the research into Minnesota Nice. Whether loud or quiet, Minnesotans are renowned for helping each other out.
There's just something in the water about Minnesota where, people have needs and we're going to help each other out.
Buff Grace is a community organizer with Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light. They help neighbors support each other.
Well, I was excited for these students because it is You know, Minneapolis has been in the news for good and for ill for a number of things over the last few years, and it's a chance for them to be at the heart of some of what's happening in our nation and to really see it up close.
These are the students who spent 8 weeks on the ground. Iran, who's now traveling, explained.
Yeah, I'm actually in Switzerland right now. I'm just on Lake Lucerne.
Just a few weeks ago, he was on Lake Superior with his team of researchers, the Moorhead Cain Scholars. What surprised you the most?
We had a total of 35 interviews. This was across, Minneapolis, St. Paul. We even went to Wilmer. We were talking to, congregation leaders, but then we were also talking to, someone that we met at an ice cream shop. There was this 3-step framework that naturally emerged. And I thought that was really, really surprising and also really kind of reassuring as a young person.
It seems being prepared for shared tragedy is strengthened by having an established, friendly, even casual acquaintance with neighbors, having a plan with clear roles, and having roles to help that are easy to access, like making phone calls or making food. What do you think people around the country and the world could learn from Minnesota?
Something that we learned in a lot of these interviews is just the importance of those pre-existing relationships. And those relationships need to be built before a time of crisis to actually make them useful. And so I think everyone around the world, around the United States, should make an effort to try to know their neighbors.
With photojournalist Chris Cruz, Susan Elizabeth Littleville, WCCO News. The researcher also told me he was impressed by how open Minnesotans were to answering questions. That's going to do it for another episode of Good News on WCCO. Stay with us for more community-focused stories or join us live on TV. On Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. until 8 a.m., we lead right into CBS Sunday morning. You can also catch us streaming on CBS News Minnesota or WCCO.com. Enjoy today.